Outlaw 209 here. Over the course of the last few years, there's been a lot of, discouragement of traveling everything ever since the Kokola'o arrived. So it's really hard to get out to shows. This is the first show I've been to in a while. It's not too far from where I live, so I took a chance to come up here and see what's going on. There's a lot of different guns here. There's, you name it, from Beretta 92s to the Glocks to the AKs. I think there's a RPK floating around over there on the range there. So there's a lot of different guns here that you can try and you can experience and see what you like. There's certain things that and one of the things that I look at is, coming here and talking to some of the people, they're really well aware of the Second Amendment and the things that go into preserving the Second Amendment. Our rights are very in duress at this time, I would say. There's a lot of moving parts where legislators want to ban things, or they want to limit the access to guns, or they want to limit your access to carry a firearm in certain states. So talking to some people around here, it's very interesting to get their thoughts, especially from a neighboring state like Michigan. I'm from Indiana and I'm in Michigan. So there's a lot of talking going back and forth, especially here in the state of Michigan. You have to register certain guns, and I think that's really detrimental to the Second Amendment when we have to start registering guns. That's pretty bad. And here in the state of Michigan, they have to do it. So I've talked to some people about that. Some people aren't as camera friendly as most that want to talk about their rights on the camera itself, but they would rather talk off camera about it, which is no big deal. So there's a lot of interesting people here that I've met, a lot of companies that I've never heard of are here. Copper Custom is based in Valparaiso. I've talked to them. There's a gentleman here from Ohio, as far as Ohio here. So it's a real diverse crowd of people. And I think it's very important to look at this stuff and really challenge yourself on where you want to see the Second Amendment end up in the future. We all can't be here forever, unfortunately. So passing it on, I've noticed there's a lot of teenagers. There's a lot of young kids. I would say as young as 7 or 8 in that range that are getting the experience that is here at the New Buffalo Rod and Gun Club. So that's pretty cool. Again, I've said this on multiple shows that it's very important that we get the younger generation active, and then the understanding of the preservation of the Second Amendment and basically all your constitutional rights. We've seen how politicians like to strip these rights from us, and they want to instill some kind of utopia of gun-free zones and citizens not being armed. And there's a lot of that talk going here. I've talked to a lot of people that are very disappointed in some of their politicians here in their own state of Michigan. So there's a lot of diverse people here. It's a diverse crowd. It's great to see. It's great to see the young kids show up. It's great to see the older folks show up, and it's great to see them interact with each other, meet new friends, and talk about our Second Amendment rights. So I'm gonna go walk around. I'm probably gonna shoot a couple more guns. I've shot quite a few here. Unfortunately, it's just me here. I don't have a camera buddy here. So me shooting guns is probably gonna be really limited unless somebody's willfully able to grab my camera and take a picture while I shoot some guns here. So I'll have a bunch of material coming out about this show and some of the different guns, and hopefully we'll talk to some other companies about what their brand is. I talked to somebody, they make lowers. They're from a different little portion of Michigan. He's manufacturing and uppers and lowers for his product. So hopefully we get to talk to him about a little bit of what he does. So I'm going to go and do some stuff. So enjoy a little bit more footage that I have from this event. Thanks for watching.
Another channel? You just give them a ticket and then
Coco 219 here. This is going to be my after action report, because trying to do it there, if you can see in some of the videos, man, it was pretty loud. And here I'm at the confines of the house. There's going to be some traffic driving by, a little bit cooler in the garage, and there's going to be some bugs, so please bear with me. But the after action report, let's get to that. At the New Buffalo, Michigan Rod and Gun Club, what a great experience. People there were friendly. I talked to a lot of people. I had a great conversation with a gentleman for about 45 minutes to an hour about our Second Amendment rights. Really a bunch of like-minded people in one area for the most part that I've saw. And the guns, man, that's what you guys want to talk about, the guns. So unfortunately, it was just me there, and I didn't have anybody to hold a camera. I didn't want to start dragging the tripod in there and trying to film. The lines were long, okay? The lines were really long. I tried not to stick around too long in there. I did film a lot of other people shooting the firearms, but what did I shoot? A lot of the people want to know, what did I shoot? So I shot a full auto AK, full auto AR-15, a full auto 22 long rifle from Tippmann. I shot a Beretta 92X. I shot a Glock 45 chambered in 9mm with a suppressor. I shot a Ruger 22 with a suppressor. I shot a lot of suppressed guns for the fact that I'm kind of still inching myself towards buying a suppressor. I still don't like the confines of what comes with the suppressor, the tax stamp and the permission, and the willingness from what we've seen the government to knock on people's door and ask where things are. That's the only thing that really holds me back from getting it. But this was another chance and another opportunity to have the experience with a suppressor and have the experience on guns that are similar to mine for the most part, and how I feel about them. I did have trouble shooting a little bit because I'm not used to shooting a gun with a suppressor. I'm just not. Sort of like red dots. Some of these guns have red dots, so I had to learn the specific holes for the red dots. Some people, understand red dot technology, and they put the red dots to their ability to shoot the firearm. A lot of these, I believe they're pretty much set up standard. So learning that kind of curve and getting used to red dots is something, again, that I haven't jumped on the bandwagon. I know a lot of other YouTubers recommend them. They preach the Bible about it and about having a red dot on your carry gun, on your rifles, and so on and so forth. Me, I mean, I have them on my rifles, but I just don't have anything on it for a handgun. So getting that kind of experience and getting that that kind of trigger time was very beneficial, and I'm really now looking at suppressors, especially the 22 suppressors. In my opinion, I had more fun shooting the 22 fully automatic guns so much than the regular 5.56, and I think there might have been a 308 there. I like shooting those guns because they were just a lot funner, and it seemed like I could really concentrate on hitting the target. Looking at some of these people that were shooting these full autos, it was pretty much their first time shooting these guns. I've shot full autos in the past, and I understand the coolness of it, but I mean, I just had a lot more fun shooting the 22s. It was just an amazing experience. With the quality of firearms there, they had some LMT firearms. They had some really nice Arsenal AKs. They had a ton of different guns there, man. I mean, I can't even rattle off all the guns that I saw and the majority of guns that I shot. But for the most part, man, there's really quality handguns and rifles there. Copper Customs, I guess this was based around their event. They were really strong and had heavy presence at this event that I attended. Copper Customs is out of Valpo. Most people will be more familiar with Military Arms Channel. I did not see Tim there or anybody else related to that kind of group. It was pretty much Copper Customs, the company, that was there showing off their suppressors and the guns that they carry. Ammunition, there's some deals on some ammunition. I didn't enter any of the drawings. I couldn't stay there for a long enough amount of time. But there was a lot of good things that I took away from this, and a lot of good things. One of the good things that I seen, a lot of good things I think I seen when I talked to people and about preserving our Second Amendment rights. That's always in the mind of others. I talked to quite a few people. One person was from the state of Michigan. You know, asking people to come onto a camera can be difficult for them. You know, it kind of reminds me of all these guys who talk a lot of trash behind the keyboard, but when they get into a public setting and it's a one-on-one conversation, kind of tones down. But these people were kind enough to talk to me off camera, and what we talked about was the state of Michigan and their registry for guns. We all know California has a registry for guns, and basically what they want to do to other states is do either backdoor registrations and full out registrations of firearms, and I think that's very dangerous to the American populace. A lot of people would say, well, that's dangerous towards law enforcement, and I don't believe in that theory one bit. Criminals are going to do what criminals are going to do, and they're going to do whatever is necessary for them to continuously be a criminal. So we talked a lot about that. I talked to a lot of people about the state of Michigan in general and where they see heading into the future for Second Amendment issues and tactics that they could use to kind of further their rights. If you guys haven't noticed, there's a lot of states around them that have constitutional carry. Ohio, Indiana, and some states further down in the region have constitutional carry, and Michigan does not. So there was a lot of talk about there. And I talked about my great state of Indiana, and it took us a long time to really push towards constitutional carry. Not as long as Texas, but in the same breath, it took us a long time to make politicians understand that the majority, not the minority, but the majority of people in this state wanted constitutional carry in some form or fashion, and that's what we got in some form or fashion for the state of Indiana, is constitutional carry for its residents, the people that live here. I still don't totally like it, but it's a step in the right direction. Maybe further down the road for the state of Indiana, we can have constitutional carry for everybody in the state. So, you know, we can kind of move around the parameters of permitting. I believe permits are an infringement on our rights. I think they do no good. I don't think criminals are going to apply for permits, and I think they don't care about permits just like they don't care about gun laws. But the facility, more than capable of handling what I saw today, which was flamethrowers were there, even those were there, and then a lot of pistol and rifle work. And off to the corner was a shotgunning section where they had a lot of semi-auto shotguns, bullpup shotguns, so on and so forth. They were shooting a lot of slugs out of there, and let's face it, man, I didn't want my shoulder to hurt all day because I had to hold a camera up for the majority of the time I was there. So I didn't want to walk around with a sore shoulder and then driving back across the state line. A lot of people quite don't understand if they haven't shot full autos. People in like Las Vegas, where you can go to the full auto shoot there, Iraq 88, Iraq veteran 88 has that shoot down there. I believe that's in Georgia, and there's some other places. But it was really awesome to just go, I think it was 28 miles right across the border and get the opportunity to shoot these guns. Doesn't happen often. I live in a state that's surrounded by anti-gun people, anti-gun legislators. So it was really good to get out and shoot these guns that they talk so boldly about banning and not wanting to have in the possession of citizens. So it was a great drive. A lot of country out there. it was a great experience all around. I would go again. Again, the lines were kind of long, so I didn't stick around to shoot a lot of the things that people wanted to shoot. There was a lot of 5.56 fully auto weapons there, and I was just like, I'm not gonna stand in this line because I had parked They parked me directly next to this booth. That's why it was so hard trying to film a little bit. And it wasn't a giant place. Let's put it that way. It wasn't a giant place. There was, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Probably eight main spots, and up on the hill, that's where the flamethrowers go. So, but it started to get a lot windy there, and fire and wind don't mix. So they kind of, cut that off for the most part. But the pistol range was pretty nice. It's an outdoor range. It's open, so the ringing of the ammunition going off wasn't bad at all. Most of the filming I did without hearing protection. It was only when you started going over to the shotgun section, and then they had some Tippmann Gatling guns there. That kind of got loud, and I used hearing protection. But over on the pistol side of the range, it wasn't too bad at all. Inside of it, you had to wear hearing protection because it was the concrete floor there, but it wasn't like concrete sides, but still in a confined space, shooting guns, man, even with suppressors, it can tend to get loud in there. So again, I shot a lot of cool guns. There's I haven't, seen anything out of the industry that's really piqued my interest. A lot of the guns that I shot today that I'm thinking about buying, they've been around for a while. I believe it was the Beretta 92X that I shot. I shot that gun, and I shot it real well, and I was like, man, I need to buy me one of these. So that's a gun that I'm going to look into getting. And there's just a couple of handguns that, I never get an opportunity when I'm at the shop to get to shoot these guns like other gun shops in the area do. So I only get the opportunity to hold it, look at it, and then it finds a new home. So shooting these guns was a good measuring of if I wanted this kind of gun or I didn't want this kind of gun. Of course, the full auto AK was absolutely awesome. One of the best experience I had by far there was shooting the full auto AK, and it only makes me want one even more. And everybody knows that I've been after buying an AK for quite some time now, because you just never know. You never know what legislators are going to do. But AKs are pretty pricey nowadays. But I was shooting quality AKs. I look at some things that we even sell at the shop. They're okay for like entry level positions and getting used to that kind of platform, but they're just not my style. I was shooting like really expensive stuff that I'm gonna have to probably find like 3 jobs to afford because I'd like more than one. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that I shot, a lot of stuff I watch other people shoot. The prices there weren't totally outrageous. You could even buy a little bit of silver there. So I saved my money and I kind of swooped over to that table and gave a gander and took some stuff into my own private collection. So I did some of that. Just the overall experience was very good. I would go there again if they had this event at another time, and I'd really enjoy myself. I think again, going there, the people were very helpful, and they're very knowledgeable over there. So it's great when you go to these kinds of places and they're not kind of shoddy, in some places that I've gone that held some type of an event. But it was very organized, a lot of information that you could soak up there. You weren't kind of like Hansel and Gretel running around trying to find out information. It was pretty much right there for you to consume, the knowledge to consume, and go off your way and do things. So overall, what a great experience. What a great day to do it too, especially in Northwest Indiana and, Northwest atmosphere. So what a great time. Hopefully, if they ever have this event again, and if you're in the area or you don't live too far from that spot in New Buffalo, Michigan, maybe go down there and check it out. Again, they had food there, so food and water was readily available, so you wouldn't starve and you'd have something to drink. And the prices were fair for the majority of stuff that they had. Again, I didn't stick around for the giveaway stuff or the drawings or whatever they had. I had to come back down here. One of the kids are having a birthday here in the next few days, so we're going to go out and celebrate that. But what a great overall experience there. If you're in that state and you're around this area, I would go look at that place for maybe a membership. Or maybe I did notice on some of the doorways there that you can go there and shoot. You just have to pay a fee, but I think you have to have a member. I can't quite remember that, but I think it might have to come with a member, and you have to pay a little bit of a fee to go and use their facilities. But their facilities were pretty nice. Long ranges I've noticed, especially the pistol range. I think that might have gone off to about 75 yards. So you could do some stuff. And there's some other ranges up in the back there. You can shoot skeet there. So there's all kinds of types of things that you can do. Their pistol range was pretty sufficient and usable. And the access was pretty good. It's right off the clubhouse. That's what I call it, the clubhouse there, where you can go and sit. That's another great aspect of this show. Like, it was pretty hot today in Standards. You know, the humidity is a little bit high. It was about 80 degrees, 83 degrees. So you had a place to go there and kind of shade yourself and get some time away from the sun. So all in all, I give this a great rating for an experience, man. I really do. I highly recommend it if it comes up again for another time to shoot guns at this club. I think it's sufficient enough. I think it was fun, very informational, like-minded people, and then just, you know, it's always a great day when you get to shoot full auto guns or just shoot guns in general. So my experience was good. I hope the next time it comes up, you guys, if you're in the area or even if you travel, you take this time to experience something like that. Again, it doesn't come into this area a whole lot where you can, you know, have this opportunity to shoot the level of firearms that were there, unless you have your own property and you have the proper paperwork to own these guns, because again, you know, laws. But just made me want to, you know, fight harder for my Second Amendment rights. So that's my after action report from the New Buffalo Rod and Gun Club. Pretty good experience overall. I'd like to thank my old and my new subscribers and just the people that zip through. Greatly do appreciate it. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Do that for everybody, just not me, that you watch on social media platforms. Like always, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.